Item number 5, report and project updates from the city administrator. Sorry.
Mayor and council, we have a few spreadsheets that I was just going to, I've also printed it out for y'all to take home and pull it up on the screen so y'all can see as well, and y'all can ask questions if necessary. But I wanted to touch a little bit on some of the ongoing projects that we're currently undergoing. The Texas Water Development Board waterline project for East Goliad and East Houston. The engineering on those projects has been completed, and it's under the Texas Water Development Board for approval of the designs that's been submitted to them. As soon as that's done, we should be ready to go out for bid for the water lines for those two streets, and that goes from the loop to the square. That is a big cause. Those are cast iron pipes, the majority of them 4-inch pipes, and that'll really increase our pressure and flow, as well as cut down on some of the discoloring of the water because of the cast iron being eliminated. Our EDA project for water mains, fiber, and streets for South 4th and South 5th Street, those have been completed. The only remaining item on that project list was all the fiber conduits that we've placed in the ground. We need to go out and procure fiber providers, communication companies, to utilize it now and use that as an incentive to help get better access into our downtown area, as well as our industrial park for our new tenants. It's actually kind of a reverse bidding project because we won't be paying anything. We're trying to incentivize the providers, without paying them. They can help negotiate down the costs of the upfront construction to any of the tenants or customers. Our SIB project, I have a spreadsheet also. It's I think the third sheet in there, and I'll show that in 1 second. The CDBG project for MLK under the grant program, that's been completed. We're currently doing work on MLK through our State Infrastructure Bank, our SIB program. However, the CDBG grant has been closed out and is finished. Our swimming pool tax note series, like I mentioned to council, right now we have about, at that time they said 90 to 180 days. So we're a couple months into that process, and we're waiting to see if we get matching grant funds for the swimming pool before we come back to the table and ask, what do y'all want to do and proceed with next on the swimming pool. We did get approved for warning sirens throughout town. I believe 5 or 6 warning sirens will be installed throughout town, tornado warning sirens. And they're smart sirens that are activated remotely and by NOAA as well. So if there's any touchdowns within certain areas of tornadoes or certain things that meet the criteria, they'll automatically activate and be coordinated with our local radio stations and TV stations. That is already, we've been approved, and we're finishing up the design, and we're going out for bid. We're going out for bid on the design on the tornado sirens, so we should have those installed pretty soon. Animal shelter, tonight I have some additional bids for y'all, but we're going to try to get those completed pretty quickly. The interior painting is done, but we'll talk about the remaining items, but that shouldn't take much longer. We do have another CDBG fund that we're submitting tonight, and we'll talk about that. We also have 2 additional Texas Water Development Board water well and reconstruction of our north wastewater treatment plant. We're finalizing the funding on that, and we'll be coming back. Once that funding is finalized and approved, we'll go out for bid on those projects. These are the streets that council has approved. I have those before you.
Okay. Sycamore? No, not yet. I don't see Sycamore.
Yes, ma'am. You had requested that we not do Sycamore, and we put Dogwood to finish up the Burtis and West Side.
Okay. Can we discuss that? Mm-hmm. Can we discuss that a little bit further?
Sure.
Okay.
Yeah, I can come back with you and you decide. But, so the two that we had already initiated was Burtis and West Side, and those have been tack coated, and we're going to go forward with the asphalt on those, and then if any remaining funds, we'll verify.
I'd like to get with you on that with, along with, Mr. Coulter, if you don't mind.
All right. Easy Street and Wilson in Precinct 1. Homewood, so those, Easy Street, we finished the water service lines on Easy, and so that'll be up next to dig the ditches and to reconstruct the road. And I have dates on those. Wilson, we've also done some preliminary work, but we're going to have to go back in there, do the ditches on that, and then rehab those streets. What we're trying to do is, as we finish this budget year, once again, our finances, tax revenue and such doesn't really come in until January anyway. So as we're finishing up our budget year, we'll probably lapse into October. Just the heavy rains of the spring really pushed us back. So we got started late, so we're going to continue. But we expect all the roads that council had approved and within our budget process to get those done by September and October, and hopefully before our next rainy season and before things cool down on us. But I have the breakdown for you. I know we're running out of time, but Precinct 4, Precinct 5, I have the timeline with the calendars of the dates we're going to be starting and finishing those. And real quick, this one here, that last page, this gives the State Infrastructure Bank. And I know it's really, we blew it up on a bigger sheet, and it's still a little tight because there's lots of roads that are being completed under our State Infrastructure Bank. Right now, they finished West Houston. They're in the last stages of finishing MLK. They're doing South 5th and East Bell, from South 4th all the way to Brazos. So two blocks there where they're doing water lines and then reconstruction of the road. Right now, Bell Street is getting mixed and reconstructed with cement. And then it'll have a curing process, and they come back with asphalt on top of that. But that's kind of the general working area. And then we have a breakdown of kind of some of the next streets that they'll start working on, including finishing East Bell, South 7th Street, in front of from the Methodist Church down to Janie's Flower Corner, that section, South 10th Street, South Gray Street, North Gray Street. These streets will all be done in the next few months, and I'll keep you all updated on that. Other than that, I think that's kind of catches up on some of our projects. Any questions?
Well, it's encouraging to know that we're getting streets done, and they're not. But what we have found out, they're not as easy to do. They do disrupt lives, and takes a little bit longer to go around. But the end result is well worth it. So we're appreciative that not only did we have local funds, but the grant funds and all of the other funds have really helped to do it. They're not cheap. That's one thing you have to understand about street work, and we do appreciate it. And our workers have really been out. Those that are uncontracted, it's been ugly out there, 100 plus out there. It's just really hot. And so we're appreciative that they were able to work under those conditions. We just want them to be safe also. Any other questions? Okay. Thank you for that update.